It's a common experience we all have. You just started learning to draw a couple of weeks, days, months, maybe even years. You started kinda getting comfortable a bit with some basics with the subject that you're studying in arts. Well, for me, these characters, for you, it can be backgrounds or whatever. All of these people have art styles, and you try to find your own art style, but it's overwhelming and hard. So does that mean your art is never going to stand out, be unique? And how do you find your art style? And are you thinking about it correctly to begin with, or not? Well, in this case, this video is the right video for you, because I'm going to tell you all about these things and share with you my evolution as an artist at a time where I remember trying to figure out my art style myself. So let's start with something simple. What's an art style? So, art style in the simplest form is the way you choose to draw that makes you unique. To be more specific, this thing is not just how you draw characters, which was eye-opening thing for me. How you color, positions you usually choose to make your characters in, things you draw, and shapes you choose to use over and over again. And that's why art style takes a while to develop, because you need to constantly keep experimenting and trying new things to actually figure all of these things out. See what you're comfortable with and what you like and what you don't like. And do you end up forming something that's repetitive in the way you draw? So here's why art style can be really different from one person to another. Well, we all have been through different experiences, different things that affect and inspire us. So, of course, the art styles that you'll have will be different from someone else's art style, and the best way to keep up with it is to draw the things that you gravitate towards. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't search for things that others are doing to just mimic it just because it works more on the algorithms or you just find it appealing. Don't be shy to learn or to study this artist's art style. Just don't have an art style that's not honest to you, only because it does better in the algorithms, Instagram, YouTube for some reason. But how do you actually do that? So here are some methods I've picked up. Then I'll mention some mistakes that can ruin everything you will do. So the first one is to draw the parts and pieces that inspire you in other art pieces. If you ever seen some other art style and thought to yourself and got yourself thinking of how cool it would be if it was your art style, or you could just draw mostly like this artist, then great news, you can make it yours. But don't steal. Well, not in the bad way. Ask yourself, what is the thing that attracts you the most about this art piece? And whatever this thing is, for an example, the eyes, how it looks, whatever specific type of faces that the artist chooses to draw. Practice these different types of faces, eyes that you really like that these other artists are doing. So, for an example, there's this one other time that you saw some other artists draw clothes in a certain way. And then you tried these things because it really inspired you. After time, you want to realize that your art style is going to be something of your own filter, because your art style is supposed to reflect the things you like. And these things that you like are supposed to be the things that you practice. So at the end, when you practice a lot of things, when you have a lot of experience drawing things in different ways, you're going to realize that you draw things a little bit differently from others, and that what you choose to put in the inside of your illustrations and the way you choose to paint can be different from others. And when you zoom out and look at your art or drawings, you will realize that you actually kind of have a style now, because all of these things that you took the time to practice, that you actually like, and you took the time to learn about all of these things, just you started including these things into your drawings. I think you're going to form your own art style and unique voice because of this, because not everyone's gonna like the same exact things that you like. Not everyone's going to prefer drawing in the same exact way. So that's why art style can take a little bit of a time to figure it out. So here's a tip for you. Every now and then, challenge yourself. You might just discover you like drawing something, or a style or a way of drawing something that can make your art better. Or practice something that you're avoiding more often, because challenges lead to growth. So if you remember when I talked about mistakes that I made that can ruin the whole entire thing for you. Yeah, I'll mention some of those here. So, if you ever seen any of these 2018 versus 2022 drawings, there is often an art style change. It can sometimes be huge. So I asked myself, what causes that? My art is different than how it used to be or how it used to look like a few years ago. It's simple. As you grow as a person, the opinions and ideas and different experience that you have will affect you, and it will lead you to create different things. So remember, art style is something they can add and take things from. Because after all, style is just a pattern, and it slowly changes as you change and want to try new things you used to in the past just because you want to have an art style. It's kind of silly because now you don't connect with these things that you make. And honestly, whenever I don't feel connected to the things that I made, I just feel really bad because I love being creative and I love expressing my creativity. But when I feel like these things that I'm creating are not things I actually like, or not the things I want to create, or don't feel like the same things I actually want to create, and just forcing myself to do this because this is just how I used to do them in the past, well, it can be really depressing and can lead you to burnout and creative block. So how do you fix this? Evolve in your craft. Your work is going to still be recognizable. Change the way you draw the eye a little bit, the way you draw the clothes a little bit. Things are going to be evolving slowly. People will be able to slowly follow you. The danger of not letting your craft change slowly is that if you're on social media, your work won't be recognizable because things change so suddenly. So be patient. You might already have a style, a pattern you repeat in your work, but didn't realize that because you're convinced your art is random, or I don't know what you believe, but there are things you probably do over and over: clothes, shading, objects, art line. So basically, if you feel stuck or having a creative block, challenge yourself and you're going to see yourself grow as an artist. Remember, challenge leads to growth.